Good evening, everyone. On behalf of Shiloh Center for Multicultural Roots, Coalition Creating Equity, and REACH Edmonton, we welcome you here to learn a little bit more about our new online platform that we have just launched a few weeks ago. It's entitled Responding to Hate, Racism, and Discrimination on the Front Lines. We'll give you a brief overview of the training session and how we got to this point in time, and we'll also introduce our newly developed free online 4-module course. Once again, we are very humbled to be on this land where our Indigenous ancestors and descendants of Turtle Island have been here. And we are very grateful for their amazing historical resistance, resilience, and strength in the face of the past and continued disposition and injustice. Our organizations are such that we are working to unite others with us as we work towards building a more equitable living and working space here today and for future generations. I'll get right into the content of our presentation. We have sensitive information and sensitive topics in this online training. So we won't talk too much about that today, but we just want you to know that some of the content shared in the modules may have you to stop and reflect about maybe being discomfortable or your discomfort or feeling of sureness about the content. So please, if you're going to take this course, just make sure that you take time for any emotional breaks or physical well-being. Now, the training course that we have online is based on the work of collaboration of different organizations. So I'm going to give you a quick overview of Coalitions Creating Equity, and then we'll talk about the 4 training modules that we have created, the curriculum guide that we have samples of here today, and how to use the online training platform. And there should be a bit of time for questions, and hopefully we'll be able to answer them at the end. So what is Coalitions Creating Equity? Well, in the spring of 2018, Alberta Human Rights Commission formed a provincial coalition for creating equity. It was a 2-year task force, and it comprised of 5 regions: Wood Buffalo, Edmonton, Red Deer, Calgary, and Lethbridge. And I was able to be a part of that coalition from the beginning. We were brought together with the purpose of talking about Alberta and equity building. As that 2-year task force completed its job and its project, CCE Edmonton continued to work and developed a training resource consisting of a series of infographics. And what we ended up calling them were wordles. And these wordles are these pictures and words that went along with the pictures. They provided a simple hands-on tool to aid both victims of hate, racism, and discrimination, and those on the front line that were providing service to them. So there would be an easier way to talk about their experiences and be able to provide support for them. Our training team reached out to different organizations here and around Alberta, and we completed 16 training sessions on how to use those tools. At the end of those sessions, it was important to continue the work. So in partnership with REACH Edmonton, Coalitions Creating Equity, Shiloh Center for Multicultural Roots, we together applied and successfully received funding from the government of Alberta the Alberta Multiculturalism and Anti-Racism Grant Program. And we continued the work to create this far more reaching platform. Responding to hate and discrimination on the front lines, a self-paced learning program, and an online course for individuals, organizations, and others interested in seeking more insight in ways to combat hate, racism, and discrimination right here in the place we call home. So we focused our work on Alberta. I'm going to take you through the 4 modules that we created, video modules, and just a quick overview, and then Land is going to get to the really important part. He's going to take you through how you can register for free online and the contents of the course. And it's very simple, and you even get a certificate at the end to show it's great for your personal development in your line of work. Let's go to Module 1. As you can see up there on the screen, it introduces key concepts of the project. It covers the general introduction, the collaborators, the purpose, land acknowledgement, content warning is right there in this guide. Also, we have a hands-on guide in addition to the online platform. It talks a bit about the criminal code, which is very important to understand, and how incidences of crime is dealt with in the law. Module 2 talks about methods and tools to address racism and discrimination. And there's practical tools, practical strategies, including the 5 Ds of bystander intervention. And then it goes into some of the tools, the Wordle infographics, and it emphasizes safety assessment, documentation, proactive reporting, which is very important, victim support, and empowering individuals and frontline workers. We go to Module 3. Well, before we get to Module 3, you can take a look. There's a sample of the Wordles, one of the Wordles that we have created. It talks about words that victims or support workers can use to identify what the experience, what happened to the person. This is a sample of hate crime, the definition, places to go in Edmonton for help and support is all listed there. And I say it's based in Edmonton area and also goes through to Alberta. But those people that are not in Alberta, you can still use that resource and equate it to what you have in your city, town, or province, wherever you live. Module 3, it's called Rationale of Reporting Hate Crimes and Incidences and Research Findings. Here, Landon provided a lot of insight as he did research with people here in Edmonton about their reactions and how they went through different situations and how they were either able to resolve it or not, and their perception on reporting, whether to report the crime or the incidents. A very good information there, and there is a handout at the front summarizing his report and things if you're interested. And then we go to Module 4. Here there's some, you can actually get into and look through some of the actual case studies, that incidences and crimes that have occurred here in Alberta, and how it was solved, if the victim was satisfied at the end, or examples of what kind of crimes and incidences are reported and are not reported. Those are the 4 modules. There are videos that go with each of these modules, along with quizzes at the end of each module to make sure that you're actually learning something, and hopefully it'll be successful. Success when you're finished the training and be able to share it with others. Landon's going to go ahead and finish up with the really good stuff.
Yeah, so thank you so much, Deborah. So yeah, as Deborah said, we do have a kind of a multimedia online course, which I'll show you how to register for in just a second. So it's a combination of videos, text, and online quizzes that assess your learning. And at the end of it, you complete or you receive a completion certificate. So as a registered social worker myself, I need to demonstrate my ongoing learning and professional development. So I also need to buzz someone into my building to deliver our groceries. This is something that you can totally use towards that with your certificate. The course itself, we encourage people to do alongside their teams, something that you can work through and discuss how you would support folks that have experienced hate and racism and discrimination, and also look at barriers that might exist in your own practices and how to adjust them. So that's something we would really encourage. We also want to make sure that we know some folks prefer more print resources. So this printed guide follows along perfectly with the online module course as well. And we have some samples at the front for people to work through or take a look at as well. This just shows some of the quizzes that we have. And now just a little bit about how to register and use the modules. So you'll also be able to have this sent out afterwards. But if you're interested, there's a QR code here that you can use to get to the Canvas, which is the online module to register. And then we'll just have a quick video that we'll switch to just to show how to use it. And this is all also available on REACH's website under the training section, but it just shows how one goes about using the online course. Hopefully it should be pretty straightforward, but just in case it's not, we have this here. So,
the Understanding and Responding to Hate, Racism, and Discrimination on the Frontlines online course, developed by the Edmonton Education Team at Coalitions Creating Equity, CCE, provides crucial training for frontline workers dealing with hate, racism, and discrimination. This course serves as a vital tool for anyone aiming to comprehend and tackle these issues effectively, offering the necessary insights and skills for significant community engagement and leadership roles. This online course uses the Canvas Free for Teacher Learning Management System. To access the course content, please follow these steps. The link to the course can be located on the REACH Edmonton website. After clicking on the link to the course, you will be taken to the online courses homepage. Click on Join this course to start the enrollment process. On the next screen, you will be prompted to enter your email address. If you are a new user to the Canvas Free for Teacher system, select I am a new user. If you have already taken a course via Canvas Free for Teacher, select I already have a Free for Teacher login. If you select I am a new user, an additional text box will appear asking you to enter your full name. Please also agree to the acceptable user policy. You might be asked to complete a CAPTCHA to verify that you are not a robot. This is a security measure to prevent automated spam and abuse. Please follow the instruction on the screen to complete the CAPTCHA. You will now be taken to the Canvas Free for Teacher dashboard. Click on Go to Course and start learning. Don't forget to check the inbox of the email account you used to enroll into the course, so you can complete the registration process by assigning a password to your Canvas user account.
Great, thanks. So with that, that kind of covers the way to access the course, but I also wanted to mention that we want to continue to raise awareness about the option to use this course. And we've seen it used in quite a wide variety of settings so far. Some people are using it in social work and youth work classes, as well as different service providers as well. And so we hope that has a pretty wide audience. And even if people don't work in those related fields, we try to have it presented at a level that makes it understandable and accessible for a wide variety of users. And we're going to be offering sessions similar to this one that we can adapt anywhere from half an hour to an hour, just to get a little bit more in depth in the content of the course and how to utilize it. But of course, our hope is that it's something that people can use online on their own time and complete. But if you are interested in having a train the trainer presentation or any support with working through the case studies or anything like that, please feel free to reach out to us and we'd be happy to discuss it further. And I think I'll also mention too that the online modules go a little bit more into additional resources. So if you want to take your learning further beyond this more like survey level course, it provides a lot more information about different resources and learning opportunities to do that. So thank you so much. I'm not sure if anyone has any questions, but we have some time, I believe.